over here.
Coming up.
So if we're inside the line, it's easy for him to tag.
Miami Marlins first base coach John Jay is going to show us how to steal a base, but that's only after I race with some other Miami Marlins characters you might recognize. In preparation, I'll loosen up at Miami's new yoga hotspot and fuel up with some healthy dishes from a less common cuisine. Plus, we'll show you a VR experience that takes you back in time and is only here for a limited time. All of that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hey there, welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie and I'm coming to you from the top, well, almost the top, of the Lookout Tower here at Treetops Park in Davie, one of my favorite parks to just come to, take a walk, enjoy the amenities, or just get away from the hustle and bustle. Now we've got a show packed full of health for you today. We're gonna hang out with the Miami Marlins, learn how to steal a base, we're gonna see dinosaurs, you're gonna stretch, you're gonna eat good food. So you know what? Let's start with a little yoga. It's been a while since we've done yoga here on SoFlo Health, and I can tell because I'm kind of tight. Well, I want to loosen up, so I came to one of the hottest spots for yoga in Miami, and that's Mimi Yoga. And luckily, Mimi herself is waiting for me just beyond these doors, so come inside and let's meet Mimi. Mimi, it's so good to see you.
Hi, Hunter. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much. Now tell everyone at home, what's Mimi Yoga?
Mimi Yoga is all about community first. Before the yoga poses, before the sweat, before anything comes community.
So who's Mimi Yoga for?
Mimi Yoga is for the willing.
I don't know if that's a scary thing or...
Yes, it is scary, and it's meant to be scary
Okay,
because in order for you to break open, you must be willing to go in and then break open. It's for everyone.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
And is it hot yoga?
It's hot yoga.
Oh boy. Well, we've got a class right there waiting for us. Let's head inside and then talk a little more
Let's
after.
do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yep.
She is the go-to person in Miami for yoga.
Just like that.
So I knew this was the place to go.
It's really about connecting to yourself, your mind, body, spirit, and connecting with the community and people around you.
We just wrapped up the class. I've got my shirt back on, and you may be wondering, if it's hot yoga, how come you're not dripping in sweat? Well, I actually did sweat, and Mimi was nice enough to turn the heat down for our crew not to melt. And crew, you appreciate that, yes? So Mimi, for people that either don't do yoga often or they're looking to get into it, what are a couple of poses that anybody can benefit from?
So I would say downward facing dog is a home-based pose in yoga. Pigeon pose is another one that's amazing. Seated forward fold. So I'll show you a few.
Well, let's start with downward facing dog.
Let's do it.
Great.
So the best way to start with downward facing dog is to come down to your hands and your knees. You're gonna press the ground with your hands and then lift the knees, hover the knees off the mat, and slow motion your way back into a downward facing dog. Relax the shoulders, shake the head yes and no, relax the head.
What do you say I give it a shot and you tell me how I'm doing?
Please do. You got it, Hunter.
And now,
Relax your head.
Okay, relax.
That's it. Trying is doing. That's all I can say is trying is doing. This is the seated forward fold. You're gonna sit up nice and tall, reach the arms all the way up so you can pick up length. And as you exhale, you're gonna hinge forward over the legs. Now, you might be able to touch your toes, like you did.
I'm good.
And you might not be able to touch your toes, which is also beautiful. So you just land where you land.
Is it similar with the down-facing dog? You just kind of practice throughout the day?
You can, yes.
Well, thank you so much for having us in today.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
It's a pleasure.
And if people would like to find you, how can they?
Yes, they can find us online, they can find us on social media, and they can also find us in person in Wynwood, Miami.
Well, Mimi, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
As she says here, just show up.
Let's show up.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Healthy and tasty can be and often are synonymous with each other. Why do you think we have SoFlo Taste and SoFlo Health? Well, it's because Chef Michelle's a world-renowned chef and I'm just a guy. But to prove to you further that healthy and tasty can be one and the same, here's another restaurant that shows us just that. On SoFlo Health, we love to eat the different cuisines of the world and tell you how they're healthy. Thankfully, most food, when it's just made how it's been made for a long time, is fairly on the healthy side, especially in the Mediterranean, or like with Blue Zones, we've talked about the Okinawan diet. Today, I've got one for you that you're probably not terribly familiar with because I'm not very familiar with it either. And that's Basque cuisine here at Casa Xavi. Now, I don't even really know too much about the Basque country or their cuisine, but fortunately, I don't have to because we're going to learn from Xavi of Casa Xavi. Let's go meet him. As promised, this is Xavi. Xavi, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. This is your house. That's what Casa Xavi is.
It is.
And it is Basque cuisine, and you're Basque yourself.
Yeah.
So I told that to the audience, and a lot of them may be thinking, what the heck is Basque?
Yeah. It's a part of the north of Spain that it's between France with the Cantabric Sea. And it's a super special place because we have our own culture, our language, our thing, and in this case, the gastronomy is one of the biggest things in our culture.
So when it comes to Basque cuisine, what are the key elements?
Okay, the Basque cuisine, we start with 4 sauces only. It's the black one, the white one, the green one, and the red one. We have the ocean, we have the mountains, and we have France over here. And all that influence the Basque gastronomy.
What is in front of me?
This one is the salpicón, and we have Maine lobster, octopus, and this is olive oil caviar. We have here another a Spanish classic. The name is salmorejo. We take some traditional things and we make our version of them.
Yes.
And then here we have the most traditional, or one of the most traditional dishes from San Sebastian. It's the clams with rice, no rice with clams.
Clams with rice, not rice with clams.
Yeah, no rice with clams. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to get a taste of this then, because that's the flavors of San Sebastian.
This is the classic one. Here you have a smooth flavor. It's not that strong. It's a super fine flavor with the clams, with white fish stock, only a little bit of parsley. Even we are not in the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean diet is the base of all the different kitchens in Spain. Yeah. San Sebastian is one of the capitals of the gastronomy in the world, and we are proud of that, and it's a big part of my culture, of our culture, and I want to share it with everybody.
Yeah,
here in Miami.
Well, we're grateful that you brought it here and that you brought this delicious food along with you. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
We have our Instagram, Casa Xavi. We have our website. But the best thing, the best way is come, taste, and speak with us.
Yeah, come sit here. Xavi, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You got it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's great. If you've been to a Marlins game recently, you'll recognize these guys. I'm going to race the Roosters and learn to steal a base with the first base coach at Lone Depot Park when SoFlo Health returns. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and you might be wondering what the heck I'm doing at Lone Depot Park. Well, I've got a few friends. That's Billy, Pepito, Bobby, and Charlie right here, and I'm actually here to race these guys because that's what they do every home game right here, right? Is that right? Yeah? Are we ready to race? We have to stretch or anything, or we're just gonna some of these? Some of that? All right. What do you say we get lined up? You gonna set us up, Billy? All right. Well, nothing left to do it but to do it. Go! Go, boys. Go, boys. All right. Okay, Bobby, I see what you're trying to do here, Bobby. I see what you're trying to do, Pito. Trying to cut in. Make this inside. Wait, hold on. Do that? Can you do this? Oh, no. Oh, Pepito, I hear you're the one. Are you all right? You're all right, he's good. He's good, okay. Thank God, all right. Let's find out how all this began and how you can see it every home game. Thanks, guys. Billy, great job, great job. I'm now joined by Tiago, who's the VP of Marketing here for the Marlins. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate in the rooster race. That was a lot of fun.
It is certainly a lot of fun, you know, from always, since we created this, it's a lot of fun, a lot of buzz in the office, and then when we made it happen, we're very happy that translated into our fans.
Yeah.
People are having a blast here at the ballpark.
So for the people that just saw what I did and they're like, what the heck was that all about? Tell me, what is the rooster race?
Well, it's certainly a moment in the game that people are looking forward to.
Yeah.
It's a moment that creates a little bit of drama, anticipation. It's become a very popular thing.
I mean, we had a great time together. You can decide who won the race, but he and I were right there next to each other having a great time. Is there anything else new going on here at Lone Depot Park that people should know about?
Oh, there's always things happening here all the time. And but the good thing is, doesn't matter the day you pick to come, the rooster race is always on.
The rooster race is always on. There's plenty of events happening here at the park. If people want to find out more or come to a game, how can they?
Marlins.com/tickets. Once you get into our portal, you'll see all the news, and you get to know how to meet this guy.
Yes, get to see this guy. Billy the Marlin, of course. Well, Tiago, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'd just say everybody's welcome here. We'd love to see you to the, season's coming to, close to the regular season's coming to an end very, very soon. But we want everybody here until time to celebrate. Go Marlins.com/tickets, find a way to get here.
Tiago, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Billy, thank you. I gotta say it was a lot of fun here at Lone Depot Park, as always. Tiago, thanks again.
Thank you.
You got it. I'm back at Baptist Health Miami Neuroscience Institute, and today I'm joined by Dr. Leonakis. Doctor, thank you for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, and we're talking about minimally invasive spine surgery.
That's right.
Before we get there, who needs that?
Well, it really kind of depends. Most often it would be somebody with intractable sciatica, meaning pain shooting down the leg.
Is this a situation where surgery is the last resort and there's other things that you would be doing to try and prevent surgery in the first place?
Always, and that's how it is with spine surgery in general. So oftentimes patients have gone through the full ringer of conservative management before they get to us. Physical therapy, injections, medications. Oftentimes we kind of coordinate that with our physiatry and pain management colleagues and physical therapists. But for some people, that's just not enough. And when all that other stuff has been exhausted, then we have different surgical options that we can try.
And what is the recovery time of minimally invasive spine surgery?
It really depends on what you're doing. If you're talking about a disc herniation and you're doing a minimally invasive microdiscectomy, you're out of the hospital the same day of surgery and really kind of back to your daily activities almost immediately. If you're talking about a minimally invasive lumbar fusion surgery, which is a little bit more extensive, you're talking about getting out of the hospital the day after surgery as opposed to maybe 3 or 4 days as with a conventional open fusion. And obviously there's some recovery time regardless with that, but it's all decreased and the patient perceives it being less significant because they've got less pain.
And if people would like to learn more, how can we?
Well, just visit Baptist at the website or give us a call, and we've got a team of people who are happy to plug you in with the appropriate care provider.
Doctor, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You got it. Come right back. More fun with the Marlins and a VR experience that will take you back in time after the break on SoFlo Health. Me, Hunter. You, viewer. Back welcome. Dinosaur story? Next. So then I told her, T-Rex? More like T-Next. I know, right? You had to be there. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and luckily you're here. This is a dinosaur, and that is Jurassic VR Park, where you're in for an epic Paleolithic experience, or some other archaeology term that's more accurate. Follow me. I'm now joined by Julie of Jurassic VR Park. Julie, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, thank you for having.
So tell me, who's this?
So this right here is Toto.
Hey Toto, well, I'm retreating back into his shell, no problem. He's a part of Jurassic VR Park, which is what?
Excellent question. So Jurassic VR Park is the world premiere and largest VR AI activation, prehistorically based. So everything here is basically Jurassic, and you get to experience Jurassic. You're in it, you're running with the dinosaurs, you're touching the dinosaurs, you're playing, all of the above.
Is it just for fun? Is it educational?
It is absolutely educational. It does talk about, creation in regards to, how Earth became to be, when the dinosaurs were in existence, and then of course what it must have been like to have lived in that time.
Yes, and who is this for?
Who is this for? Great question. So this is basically for anybody that's 8 and above. This is an experience for children, it's an experience for adults, and it's an experience for a friend's day out, something interesting to do. It is something that caters to everybody.
If people want to find out more or check it out for themselves, how can they?
Absolutely. So you want to visit JurassicParkVR.com, or you can also visit us at our Instagram page at Jurassic VR Park.
Excellent. Well, I'm very excited to head inside. Before I do you have any tips for me?
Yeah, I hope you're fast.
Oh, but I think I am, so I'm going to head inside. Julie, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'll see you there.
This project, it took us 3 years to develop. Everything was made from scratch. First people that were doing the script, then designers were doing the design, and then 35 programmers worked for 2 years delivering the software. It gives you the feeling like you really can feel the dinosaur. You can touch him, you can pet him, and this is really, the most unique opportunity with the technology to deliver the most real experience that you can feel it.
I don't know how they do any of this, but I'm so glad that they do because it's so much fun. And you get wrapped up in the feeling of everything so much so that, I don't know, where a dinosaur just gets kind of close and you go, ah! And then you feel yourself move around. And I don't know, it's just, you have to go through it again, I feel like, to be able to truly see everything because it is 360 and I'm putting it to the test. I'm whipping my head all over the place because I want to see everything, but you kind of have to do it again to experience everything because if you're looking to the left the entire time, well, what happened over on the right? It's amazing. Oh boy, it's bright out here, but I'm happy to be back in South Florida in our current timeline. Gotta tell you, prehistoric times, a lot of fun, but kind of stressful, right? Right. Well, if you want to check this out, it's only here until October 22nd, so check it out while it's here. It's a lot of fun. Treetops Park is fairly aptly named because we're under the treetops and there's plenty to enjoy in the park, like this trail. There are lots of nature trails and they're quite nice, so follow me and enjoy. On second thought, just zooming into me as I go through a trail, not so fun. What is fun is hanging out with the first base coach of the Miami Marlins, John Jay, and learning how to steal a base. I'm back at Lone Depot Park, and I am joined by a very special guest today, and that's John Jay, first base coach of the Miami Marlins. John, thanks for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here.
Hey, it's exciting. I want to learn some things about being around a base, stealing bases, anything you want to share, because frankly, I don't know anything that detailed about baseball other than as a viewer.
All right, here we go. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's do it. What can you show me?
All right, so the first thing's going to be the lead, right? Your lead's super important. You want to get a big enough lead where you get a jump and you can make it to second base. A lot of times, guys will take a smaller lead.
Right.
They take off and it's too short. So we like to take about a 3.5-foot step lead, and we're going to start in the back of the base. The reason we start in the back of the base is the first baseman's going to be here. Right. So if we're inside the line, it's easy for him to tag. If we're in the back of the base, it makes it a lot harder for him to get there.
Oh, okay. So if I'm taking the lead, you're the first baseman, I'm going to be about here?
A couple more steps.
Really?
A couple more steps. Yeah, somewhere around there, right there.
Wow. That's a scary distance if I'm going to get picked off
It's
here.
not too bad. So when you come back, you're going to come back at the back part of the base.
Right.
And if I catch the ball, now it's harder for me to tag you.
Right. As far as what it takes to stealing the base, like, what do you tell your players?
No fear.
No fear?
No fear. You can't have any fear. You can't be worried about getting picked off or the catcher back there. It's just you and the pitcher and trusting yourself and getting the best jump you can.
That's great. All right, last thing I got for you is I'm sure that there are either some parents out there or some kids that have some baseball aspirations. What would you say to people out there that want to either become a professional young kid that wants to become a professional baseball player or even a coach?
Yeah, you know, obviously baseball's a game of failure, right? You hit the ball, you know, you got to hit 3 out of 10 times and you're doing pretty well. So I think the biggest thing is, you know, staying level-headed, not getting too high, not getting too low. And you know, you got to work hard every day, you know, take it one day at a time and you just try to get better every single day and be the best you can at that moment.
Well, before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think the biggest thing and the special thing about baseball is, you know, you never know what play is going to make a difference in the game, you know. Let's say I haven't gotten a hit in the game, I haven't made any plays on defense. Let's say I get hit by a pitch and I'm on base, and you know, getting a good lead and a good secondary and scoring could make the difference in the game. So you never know how you're going to win a game.
All right, so how about this? I'm going to take my lead, you give me back, and I'm going to slide into this interview.
Let's do it.
All right? John Jay, everybody, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to take my lead in the proper way. Back.
There it is. Safe.
Am I good?
Safe.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm all dirty now. You're
Awesome.
used to this. What am I saying? Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
You got it. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and that is all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. We hope you enjoyed. We got plenty for you next week. But before that, later today, we've got SoFlo Home Project design expert and host, Elena Capra. Hey, Elena, what do you have going on later today on SoFlo Home Project?
Hi, Hunter. So today we are looking at ways to put your personal style into a new home. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we tour a newly built condo enhanced with gorgeous colors.
Thanks, Elena. We're looking forward to it. And if you just couldn't get enough of this week's episode of SoFlo Health and you want to watch more, as always, you can watch more episodes on SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and good grief, it's hot. Next week on SoFlo Health, gymnastics, food for those in need, and tips to get you in and out of the gym quicker on a busy day. All of that and more is right here next week for SoFlo Health, and we'll see you then.